Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 10 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day in the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. Let's make it a great spring, folks. This is a quote by Richard Bach. To bring anything into your life, imagine that it's already there. The bottom line, folks, is that our mind is powerful, no doubt. Who knows how it works, but man, if you can think it and you can conceive it, it happens. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow down 6, NASDAQ off 3, S&P's flat. Gold contract down $2.50, traded at $1,198 an ounce. Now, what you had with gold is this. Gold got up into the $1,200 area again. Had the juice behind the move. Gold's going to be right back up there, folks. Why? Because the dollar's getting crushed. The dollar closed down 735 ticks, 97.79 rather, with juice, with volume behind that move. We had silver down 2 pennies at $16.25. Platinum down $1.50 at $1,160. Copper had a little move out here today, up 6.5 pennies, $2.77 a pound. Light sweet crude up 15 cents at $56.54 a barrel. Bonds, we had the 10-year up 5 ticks, 129.19. 30-year down 12 ticks at 163.23. Both of those, folks, want higher price. We're very close to those January highs. Bottom line is that it looks like the bond market is going to go after the highs. If we take the B point out, particularly in the 10 and the 30, before the highs, which is the B point up there, and it looks like it could take it out, that would be saying you get up and over the January highs. The 10-year right now is yielding at 1.8. So if you need a mortgage, folks, go get it, because that means that a 30-year FHA, VA, fixed, the whole ball, conventional, are all going to be running at about 3.85, maybe even 3.8, 3.75. Good numbers. King dollar down 735 ticks, trading at 97.97. King dollar's for the third day. It was off the highs with volume. We have the euro up 85, trading at 107.70, and the yen is down 10 at 119.03. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. What's called, folks? Want to know what's going on in your world. And the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. We'll start with the SPY. Bottom line, market's holding up here. There's no buyers, there's no sellers. The SPY today gets to a price point of 210.98. The 210.98 didn't make the high of yesterday, was 211. We did volume of 66 million. Yesterday it did volume of 99 million. Well, you're going into 228 million. It's a number. It's a huge number, folks. The characteristic, the volume characteristic, is from March 18th. The benchmark I'm using for, I'd like to see a close under, is the high of the downdraft of the 25th of March. That high in the SPY is 209.35. That's the second downdraft, by the way, too. The first one, you know, when we came down with some real juice on March 6th. March 6th, you came down with 188 million. You accelerated that on March 25th to 159 million. And you're testing the 188 and the 159 million on all of 66 million. The Qs, NDX 100. NDX 100 is the weakest indice out there. And what we're going to be seeing is a lot of numbers coming out. So this is going to be wild watching this shake out today. NDX 100 went to a price point today of 107.88. We had 16 million shares traded. That 16 million was going into 23 million, but it's also going into the downdraft. The downdraft out there had 41 million. So you can picture. You have 16 million you're going up into. You have coming down with 41 million. Bottom line, supply versus demand. Way too much supply line, folks. They're just giving it to anyone that is basically trying to buy those Qs out there. The small caps. What do we have with the small caps? Small caps had broke out yesterday. The IWM broke out. Bottom line is still above that breakout. We're at 126.48 and 126.32. Stay above that point, you can go higher. Gold contract. What do we have with gold? Nice setup here, folks. This is what we have with gold. So gold contract went to a price point today of 1208. We did 151,000 contracts. That is pushing swing points, higher swing points with volume. You gave it up on price because we went from 12.08 down to 11.99. 11.99 is nothing. Why? Because the market itself, the gold market, couldn't take out its day of strength when this thing went down on Tuesday. Tuesday we got to 1183.50. Good setup. Why I say a good setup? Well, watch this. And this is which is absolutely, I love. Well, I actually don't like divergences. I like divergences when I can figure them out. So the divergence that we have is that the future market, when it went over the B point, so we have a small ABC up. Gold came off the bottom. As it came off the bottom, it came off the bottom of 1142. That was on March 17th. You went from 1142, ran 7 days up to 1220. Had the volume. You pulled back 3 days, then you went after the B point again. Well, the gold contract, folks, when it went after the B point, didn't have the volume, okay? It got close, but it didn't have it. It missed it, actually, by 6,000 contracts, okay? But a miss is a miss. But guess what? If you go over to the GLD did take the B point out and took it out with volume. The GLD is trading at 115.03. With the GLD, and the GLD trades 10% of the price of gold, the GLD, the B point on the GLD was 115.84. That B point was established on the 27th of March. We took that B point out on the 1st, and we accelerated even higher on the 16th, on the 6th rather. Both of those took it out with volume. So what does that say? Well, the A to B structure is $6.12. The C point on this is 113.41. That gives you a 119.54. 119.54 is going to put you right up where the gold contract and the GLD gap down on the 5th of February. So if we go back over to the gold contract again, what you have here, you set up that ABC structure. What you have, bottom line, the next move in gold is going to be up to this 1246 area. So it's going to be really neat watching this whole thing play out. Now, inside that context, what do you have? Well, you always want to basically know the bullish side, know the bearish side. We're in the probability business, so the reality is that you need as much information as you can as the market releases it. Well, we go over to King Dollar. King Dollar has released the most information on a consistent basis and has done that in a steady way. What King Dollar has done is this. King Dollar today had another expansion of volume. We did 70,000 contracts, and the suspicion was right off the bat when we did a 1 to 1.618. We actually did a 1 to 2 ABC structure on the way up when we hit a high March 13th. You came off that high with volume. When you come off highs with volume, folks, what I've found is that the corrections are always much larger. And when I say larger, a normal correction in any bull run is between a 50% and a 0.382 of the last run. So two different things end up happening. If you go on a straight line move, just a 3.382 pullback is a huge pullback, because if you go up 20 points, that is saying that you're going to get down 7.5 points. That's huge. You go up 20 points, you get a 50% move, you go back 10 points. And that's a normal correction in a bull market. When you get volume off the top, guess what? You're going down further than that. So what do we have? King Dollar gets down to, first move gets down to 96. It comes back up. And this is what's so cool about the out of time in the trade, folks. You're looking at the market on both sides, not one side. Meaning, okay, we're going back up to the high. Does it have the juice to take out the high? No. What do we have? Volume dies in the vine. You do 46,000 contracts. That was on the 13th of April. That was trying to get into the high, April 13th. You did 46,000 contracts. You were going into 102,000 contracts. So you had half the amount of volume. Couldn't handle it. Then what ends up happening, and this is where it really released a huge amount of information. You come off that high with accelerated volume. We come off that high. On Tuesday, you did 65,000 contracts. Yesterday, you did 76,000 contracts. Today, we did 70,000 contracts. The lowest swing on this only has 28,000 contracts. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. You stay right there, folks. Come right back.